Hi there, my name is Michael Prinsing, and I wanted to tell you about some of the research we've been doing at the Positive Emotions and Psychophysiology Lab. Lots of research has found that relationships and community are powerful sources of perceived meaning in life. So, perhaps unsurprisingly, experience sampling studies find that time spent with others feels more meaningful than time spent alone. Other research has found that positive affect is amplified in social contexts, and positive affect can increase feelings of meaningfulness. So perhaps time spent with others feels more meaningful than time spent alone, simply because it's more enjoyable. But I think that conclusion is missing something important. Social interaction, more than just feeling good, affords the possibility of something called positivity resonance. Positivity resonance is something we've been studying a lot in our lab, and it's defined as occurring in social interactions that are characterized by co-experienced positive affect, caring nonverbal synchrony, so these are the kinds of coordinated movements and gestures that indicate concern for others, and biological synchrony, which is when the biological processes of two or more people show parallel changes. And we found that positivity resonance is a very strong predictor of overall mental health. Now, we've also found that the frequency of co-experienced positive affect is linked with long-term relationship quality in married couples, and this is over a 5-year period. We found that nonverbal synchrony can increase feelings of compassion and emotional support, and biological synchrony is linked with higher quality interactions and relationships, both concurrently and longitudinally. So in short, positivity resonance seems to be a building block of loving, supportive relationships, and for this reason, could be a very powerful source of meaning in life above and beyond positive affect in general. So I had a couple of hypotheses I wanted to test. First of all, time spent with others feels more meaningful than time spent alone, and that's independently of overall affect. Second, I thought in social contexts specifically, positivity resonance would be associated with felt meaning independently of overall affect. So I aim to investigate these links at the level of day-to-day experiences. So these data come from an experiment examining the effects of meditation classes on health-related biomarkers. But for present purposes, I'm going to focus on the surveys that participants completed on alternate weeks over the 10-week intervention period. So in this case, the participants, we had a sample of 113. You can see some demographics there. And over the course of the 10-week period, on alternate weeks, they were asked to complete 5-day reconstruction surveys. In a day reconstruction, participants break down their previous 24 hours into a series of episodes, and then they report on the activities and feelings that they had during each episode. So the idea behind this is to try and take a day in the life and really drill into what that day was like. And it's been found that these surveys can yield comparable data to experience sampling methods without actually disrupting the very experiences that are being sampled. So in this study, we had episode-level measures of both positive and negative affect, as well as perceived meaningfulness, whether or not the participant was interacting with anyone, and if they were, then the positivity resonance that they experienced. And this resulted in almost 10,000 episodes. So in all of our analyses, we used multi-level models with episodes nested within participants. We had random intercepts and slopes for all predictors, and we controlled for experimental condition. Here's what we found. As expected, social episodes were experienced as more meaningful than non-social episodes. And that was true even when we controlled for overall positive and negative affect. So this suggests that there is something about interacting with others that feels meaningful independently of the affective states one experiences while interacting. So next I looked specifically within the social episodes to see if positivity resonance was associated with felt meaning. And indeed it was. So in this plot on the right, each line represents for a particular participant in the study the association between positivity resonance and perceived meaning. So you can see pretty clear both within and between subjects associations here, and these held even when controlling for overall positive and negative affect. So, our conclusions? Time spent with others feels more meaningful than time spent alone. That's replicating past work, but we extended that work by also showing that this difference cannot be accounted for solely by differences in overall affect. We also found that positivity resonance is uniquely associated with felt meaningfulness independently of overall affect. So, in other words, positivity feels more meaningful when it's co-experienced. These brief moments of connection, while they might seem trivial, may be a powerful source of meaning in people's lives. They feel particularly meaningful at the time, and in the long run, these moments are actually the building blocks of loving relationships, which are perhaps the most potent sources of meaning of all.